ended up having a successful computer company with my husband. And then my husband, after 11 years, went from alive to gone in 3 months. He died from liver cancer. And that was a traumatic experience, and that's a story in and of itself. However, he's a coach. He's my life coach on the other side, so I'm really lucky to have him. His name's Murray. But I remember after he left, I still had emotional eating issues and body image issues, and I thought, I need to take care of this. And so I did start pursuing more personal development, because prior to that I was very career-oriented. And I remember after he had passed away, maybe a year later, I went on my first date, and I was very excited about this first date. And I got all dressed up in a sexy outfit. I was 39 years old at the time. I hadn't dated in 11 years. And I trotted down to the strip to meet my date. He took me to a nice dinner. I had a cocktail, and we went to Blue Man Group. I felt like a lady. I was very excited. And when he walked me to my car and said goodbye, and remember, I had been single for 11 years, he didn't try to get my pants, he didn't try to kiss me, he didn't ask me out on another date, he didn't do anything other than say goodbye, and then I got in my car. So I got in my car, started driving away, home, and on the way home, I was coming up to an exit where there was a Denny's. And all of a sudden, I had this overwhelming feeling to have some pancakes. And I had had dinner. I wasn't hungry. And at that point, this was the first time I've ever done this in my life, because typically if I had had a food craving, I knew what path I was going to go down. I was going to end up with emotional eating, binge eating, and regret it afterwards. But this day was different. This evening was different. At that point, I was able to, as I'm approaching that exit to go to Denny's, I connect to my little vulnerable girl inside. I had one hand on the steering wheel, the other hand on my belly, and I said, "Oh, Anna, you are sweet. You are sexy. You do not need to have a man tell you that you are sexy. You are perfect just the way you are. And you don't need to go have Denny's pancakes. You know what you're going to do. You're going to go have the pancakes, and then you're going to go home and you're going to ready the refrigerator. And that's not going to get you where you want to go. So let's go home and let's dance." And it was amazing. I drove past that exit. I took myself home in my sexy outfit. I walked through the door at my house. I have a big living room with big windows, and the windows became, in the nighttime, mirrors. I put on some sexy music, and I put a chair, I was in Las Vegas, so I knew how to do that. I put a chair in the middle of the room, and I danced around that chair, and used that chair, and I danced for myself in a sexy way. And it was maybe 1 or 2 songs. It didn't even take a long time. And when I finished the song, those cravings were, for the very first time, had gone away on their own without me having to put food into my mouth. And I felt at peace, and I felt loved. But it was because I came to my rescue. I was there for my little girl. And that was another huge transition in my life for me to be able to help myself manage my emotions. And that's really what I do with women, is I help them manage their emotions. I help them to love their bodies. I help them to speak from their hearts and not set healthy boundaries for themselves. So this is about making love to food and having a love affair with your body.